everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. I am a styling, skincare, hair care, self-care enthusiast. I don't have any formalized training, but I read a lot, I watch a lot of YouTube, and I have a lot of friends, family, colleagues ask me my advice for things regarding styling, skincare, and hair care. So I figured I would just, make a YouTube channel and kind of talk about what I know. So today what I'm going to be doing is talking about sunscreen. And so this is the second video that I'm going to be making in a series about different things to include in your skincare routine. And so in my opinion, you really, like the two things that you absolutely need to, anybody that has skin needs to do is going to be to have some kind of cleanser and to wear some kind of sun protection. So the first thing I want to do is address a couple of things that I've just heard from people over the years regarding sunblock, just some common misconceptions people have. So the first thing is, I sit inside all day with my work from home job, so, I don't think I need to wear sunblock because I don't go outside. Well, you do still need to wear sunblock. Basically, if a room can be lit with natural light and you can still see, okay, that's enough natural light to damage your skin. So you do still need to put on some sunblock. First thing in the morning is fine. Try to put on sunscreen about 20 minutes before you go outside or really start sweating, or maybe go in a pool if that's where you're going. It's still necessary if you're sitting inside. The second thing that I hear sometimes is, I have a darker complexion. So people of African, Asian, Latin descent, so the melanin in my skin is going to protect my skin, and I don't need to wear sunblock. That is not true. People that are darker complected do still need to wear sunblock, sunscreen of some kind. The melanin, of course, is going to protect you. It's just not going to protect you quite enough so that you don't get skin cancer. So it is still important, no matter your ethnic background, to wear sun protection. The third thing that I hear pretty often is, oh, my makeup has sunblock in it, so that's all the sunblock that I want to wear. So your makeup does have sunscreen in it, but usually what happens is people do not wear enough of whatever that makeup product is for that sunblock to actually do what it needs to do, for that sunblock to be effective. Because you need about a large chickpea size of whatever product it is to cover your entire face in order for that sunscreen protection to actually take effect. So it's great that your makeup has sunblock in it, but it's more sort of like extra, just a little bit extra. You really do need to wear a specific product for sun protection underneath your makeup. So there's a couple other things to consider here as well. So there's chemical versus mineral sunscreens. So I think, either one of them is fine. Personally, of course, if you have a reaction to something, of course, don't use a chemical sunscreen if you react to the chemicals. But also, don't think something is bad just because it has chemicals in it. And don't think that a mineral sunscreen is good just because it's a mineral sunscreen. So there's a lot of different ingredients out there. There's a lot of things that you can choose from. So I think it's important for people to keep their minds open as to where the best product for them might be coming from. So another thing about these sunscreens is going to be that lately in the news there's been some information about certain sunscreens, certain products and ingredients being bad for the environment, specifically to coral reefs. So I know in Hawaii they've actually banned a couple of ingredients in sunscreens there. So if you happen to live in Hawaii or California even, or maybe somewhere down in the Gulf area, there's probably going to be a lot more sunscreens available to you that are considered reef safe. So I looked online, and one of the national government oceanic agency group things, they put out a list of a bunch of chemicals that are supposed to be not good for the reefs. The number one seems to be oxybenzone. So oxybenzone has been taken out of a lot of products, but there's a list of 8 to 10 things that are not good for the reefs. And at the bottom of that list, the last item listed is octocrylene. So I look on Amazon and on Sephora, and they Sephora specifically has a little a seal that they can put on different things to indicate that it is a reef safe sunscreen. But when you look at the ingredient list, they still have octocrylene. So it's wait a second, is this actually so maybe oxybenzone is the absolute worst ingredient for the reefs, and octocrylene is just kind of bad. It's the difference between eating turkey bacon and regular bacon type of thing, maybe, I don't know. But I do know that a lot of the sunblocks that are listed as reef safe on Amazon and on Sephora do have octocrylene in them. So I'm going to go through some chemical sunscreens and some mineral sunscreens to help you guys figure out what products might be the right thing for you. So the first thing I'm going to start with is good old banana boat. So I think this is a great product. It has a nozzle that you can use and spray like no matter what direction the bottle is in, which is great. This goes on very sheer. It's an SPF 50. So I forget what the actual like abbreviation means, but the SPF factor means that this is how many times more time you can spend outside and not get burned, as opposed to being outside with nothing on your skin at all. So you can be outside 50 times longer with this product on your skin and not get burned, as opposed to if you were outside with no sunblock on at all. So I also looked online, and their sport sunscreens, not including SPF 100, but everything below that, they are considered reef safe, but they also have octocrylene in them. So the people are they're trying to remove those bad things from their products. Another thing about this is I think a lot of sun care brands like this are trying to make their products non-comedogenic. So non-comedogenic means that it's not going to clog your pores. So a lot of sunscreens meant for your body now I think are okay to use for most people on their faces. It's not going to like give you breakouts or anything like that. So I think this is a really good option. It's a really nice low-cost option. It's really easy to use. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll like spray this in my hands and then I'll just rub it on my face real quick. Like if I'm going to go in a pool in about 20 minutes or something and I don't know where my other sunblock is, I just wanted to bring one with me, I will certainly do that. So I think this is a great product. I have another spray sunscreen here. I have this guy. So I went on vacation with two friends to Prague before the pandemic hit, and a friend of mine purchased this while we were there. And when we were leaving, she's like, I don't want this sunblock anymore. Do you want it? I'm like, of course I want it. So she gave this to me. I think this is very exciting that I have this sunscreen from Europe, because I think European sun care brands, European skincare brands in general, are going to be better than American ones, because there's a lot more limits in Europe as to the things that their skincare products can contain. So I think it's generally safer for people to use those European, and also Korean products are also really great for the skin. So this is SPF 20. It does have the second ingredient as octocrylene, but I didn't notice any other bad for the reef environments in here. And this one, I actually, the first time I went to use it myself, I went to spray it on my face directly, like I sometimes do with the banana boat. And this is how this sunscreen comes out. So that didn't work out so well. I did have to rub it in quite a bit on my face, but that's okay. It doesn't have the iconic sunscreen smell. I think it smells pretty nice. It also absorbs relatively quickly into the skin. Most sunscreens, they take a second to really absorb. It's not like, a really good hand cream or something like that. So the next two I'm going to talk about are going to be from French brands that I don't love the experience of using the sunscreen, but I know a lot of their other products are really great, and I like the brands themselves. So the first one is La Roche Posay. So you'll see it says SPF 100 there. They can't really prove those claims. Anything above SPF 50 is like, you can't. It's just really difficult to get a scientific backing to that. So it's kind of marketing a little. Look at me. I use basically SPF 40 or 50 all the time, and it works for me. So you really don't need much higher than that. Do not pay more money for SPF 100 sunblock as opposed to SPF 50 sunblock. Just go with the 50. It's fine. So this guy is labeled as melt-in milk sunscreen. I have to say, this is the most stereotypical sunscreen I've used in quite some time. It has the iconic smell. It's very, very dense. It's very sort of white, like it might leave a white cast on a darker complected person. And it's just, it's not a great experience to use. So I know La Roche Posay is a good brand. It's a very accessible brand. It's in Target and CVS. It's all over the place. It's a French brand, which is great. And it is going to protect your skin. It is going to do that. But the experience of using this, it's just not my favorite. And for me, there's better options out there for the experience I want to have when I put sunblock on my skin. Because, so many people don't use sun care because they don't like how it feels. So make it feel better so people buy your product. So this one is it's a little too traditional for me. The other product that is French that I want to bring up is this guy right here, this Avine Stick. So this is a nice stick sunscreen. It actually smells really nice, and I had this in my bag in Prague as well. It was very, very hot when we were there, and this melted a little, but not too much. It actually stayed in the container, which is great. And so this one is, again, it's going to protect you, but it was really greasy on my face. It was just, I was already kind of sweating, and I didn't really enjoy the experience of using it. I would rather have a greasy face than a burnt face, though, so I will still keep this in my purse. I will still use it. It's just not my favorite experience. So the next product I'm going to talk about is going to be my absolute favorite chemical sunscreen. And guess what? It's Korean. So this is from a brand called Misha. So you can see down here. And so apparently Misha is a brand basically for teenagers in Korea, but I love the sunblock so much, I don't even care. The only problem is I don't think this one is reef safe. I don't think it has oxybenzone in it, but it does have octocrylene in it. And I think it did have a couple other of the not reef safe ingredients, so I wish they would get rid of that. But you can hear like there's like a little ball in there or something, and you shake that up. And so when you use this sunscreen, it is a little bit less dense than your average sunscreen, and it rubs in, I think, really nicely, and it leaves behind this really nice sort of powdery finish. And it's a really great base for makeup, and it's a little bit mattifying. It smells really nice and powdery. It doesn't smell like sunblock at all. Korean people in particular are, they're very conscious of their skin, of taking care of it, of using sun protection. So they make really great sun care products. So this one you can buy on Amazon. I think it's like somewhere between $20 and $30, which I know sounds like a lot, but you're using a chickpea size for your face every day, unless you're using a different brand of sunscreen. I personally think it's worth it for the experience and for how well it protects. So I was somewhere very hot for vacation, and I used this sunscreen a couple of years ago. My face didn't even change like half a shade. To me, like that's a big deal to me. I really take my sun protection seriously, because look at me. I burn like a cheap piece of toast. So yeah, I really like this product. I just wish they would take out the not reef safe items from it. So hopefully they will do that, because that seems to be the trend. So the next group of sunscreens I'm going to talk about are actually all from the same company. One of them is chemical, the other three are going to be mineral. That company is Supergoop. So Supergoop is trying really hard to make sunblock a little bit more ubiquitous, to make people use it a little bit more, to have multi-functioning products. So a lot of their sunscreens have hyaluronic acid in them and some other benefits. So this one right here is trying to give you a bit of a glow. So this one on me, I use this mostly in the winter time. This is a chemical sunscreen, not a mineral sunscreen, because they do make mineral sunscreens as well that I'm going to show you. And it gives me a little too much of a glow, I think. It ends up looking a smidge oily for my taste, but a lot of people really seem to like it. And Supergoop is a great company. It's SPF 40, as you can see. It definitely does protect your skin. It's a little too dewy for me on a regular basis, honestly. I use this when I'm feeling a little bit dry. This guy is not super cheap though. This size sunscreen, I believe, is $38, which I know is a little bit steep. But they do have other products that, they have like a body sunscreen that comes in like a big old container. That's a better price point. And I do think the products are definitely multifunctioning. So if you're the type of person that likes a highlighter, or you use a separate makeup product to get like a glow on your skin, you could just do that all with one product with the sunscreen, and that way you're not buying as many products, and that might be a little bit more economical for you. So far, I think actually the best bet as far as like price is concerned is going to be the banana boat, honestly. So that one is a chemical sunscreen, this glow screen here. And the next one I'm going to show you, actually, I've mentioned on other videos before that eye creams are sort of like a hoax. Like, you don't really need an eye cream. So the skin around your eyes actually is some of the most delicate skin that you have on your body. It does need a little bit extra love and care, but you can do that with like a heavier moisturizer. You don't actually need an eye cream. But I didn't listen to my own advice, and I just sometimes buy products because I like using them. I like the idea of using them, and you don't actually need them. And that's what happened here. So I purchased this Supergoop Bright Eyes. It's SPF 40. This one is an entirely mineral sunscreen, and it didn't have any bad reef ingredients from what I could tell. So I do like the idea of having a product specific for the eye area. It's kind of fun to use. You don't actually need it though. This is a good mineral option, and again, it doesn't have any of those unsafe reef ingredients. When you spray it out though on, wherever it's going, it is like a white person's skin tone. So on their advertising, Supergoop does try to use a variety of people of, different ethnic backgrounds and different complexions. So I think it should be okay with somebody with a darker complexion, but again, it does come out pretty light, and it's meant to kind of, reflect the light and brighten the eye area. So I have these little hereditary like triangle things under my eye here. They already have a layer of concealer on them right now, and I kind of do anything I can to cover them, and this does help a little bit. It really does. So another Supergoop item is actually, so this is sort of sunscreen adjacent. So it has sunscreen in it, but it's a CC cream. So I can't just use this as my regular sunscreen, as I've mentioned before, but the SPF in it is a nice factor to have. So I love this CC cream. It does come in multiple shades. And so my face is the type that, like, everybody has these little hairs on their face. Everybody does. But when I try to wear a full face of makeup, what happens is those hairs, it's like they're under a magnifying glass. Like you can just see them like a lot. It just makes the makeup really visible on my face. So that's one of the reasons I don't often wear a full face of makeup. So I've looked for a long time to find products that don't do that, that just, blend into my skin more and don't make those hairs stand out. This is one of those products. So what I do is I mix this with a brightening makeup that I have, and that really creates a type of glow that I really like for my skin. So this this glow screen is going to give you that sort of same effect. It's just a little bit too much for me. So for you, it might be like, oh, I use the brightening makeup and the regular makeup, and now I can just use the glow screen. And for me, it was the opposite, unfortunately. So I really like this. It really helps to cover up a little bit of this redness that I have. It helps with the little triangle things under my eyes, but it does let my skin texture shine through and my freckles that I get in the summer as well. So I really, really like this product. So the last Supergoop product I'm going to show you is the one I think is sort of the best all around for your face, and that's going to be Matte Screen. So this, once again, is an entirely mineral sunscreen, and it doesn't have any reef unsafe ingredients in it as far as I could tell. And so this one is going to do like a mattifying effect on your skin. That's why it's called Matte Screen. Makes sense. So once again, this is $38 though. I've talked about Birchbox a little bit in my unboxing video for the Allure box. And so if you shop with Birchbox, you automatically earn points. You don't actually have to get a Birchbox itself. And Birchbox does sell Supergoop. So when you earn those points, you literally earn money to use in the shop. I think it's a better rewards program than Sephora. So that could be an option for you to buy things like, for example, Birchbox actually today was having a 25% off sale, their entire site. I'm going to do an unboxing when I get that box because I got some stuff that I haven't used before. So if you get that 25% off sale and then, you purchase this, you get it for 25% off, and then you get more money to use in the shop. That's going to be a discount to buy other things. So there are ways to get products like this at more of a discount, and I think Birchbox is a great option. So I put some of this on my hand, and you can hear that, like, it's I don't want to say it's rough, it's matte, but you can hear that it's not a dewy complexion. So it really helps to set the base for your makeup, and it helps to mattify the skin. It helps to blur the pores a little bit. This one is a little bit like denser though. So basically, if you have a darker complexion and you try to use this one might show up a little bit more than this one does, the glow screen, because of the nature of the coloring that they put in the product. I looked online, they don't actually have any other colors of this though, which is a little unfortunate, but I haven't actually seen it tried on a darker complected person. So it might actually still work for you. We would just have to see. In addition, Supergoop makes a sunscreen called Unseen Sunscreen that's entirely clear. I can't recall off the top of my head if it's mineral or chemical, but I think it's mineral. So there are definitely a lot of options out there, especially from Supergoop, for people with all different types of needs, all different types of wants in their skin protection. But again, banana boat. This is clear. This is a sport level. It's not going to be coming off. It doesn't have a bad texture to it. I really think this is your best bet if you're looking for something like under $12 type of thing. So anyway, those are all the sunscreens that I tend to use. If you guys have any questions about anything, if you think I can, help you pick something, or you have a question about sun protection, put it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Other than that, I hope you have a super awesome rest of your day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.